Hey guys, Rochelle here with Amethyst Ascension. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you so much for joining me again. So what we are doing here today, or what I'm doing here today, I should say, is a hashtag, and it is called myselfintarot. And this was actually created by HazelJane Tarot. She is a brand new channel that I just found recently, and I seen this tag and I thought it was friggin' excellent, so I wanted to do it. So it's right up my alley because these are some of the questions that I even ask when I'm doing my spotlights. So the first question is, what is your personality / soul cards? Does this reflect you? And so my soul cards are the 8 and the 17. So you see these cards out in front of you. 8 being strength, or if it's in a different system, it can be justice. So that's why I put those out here. So let me show you. First of all, let me do the strength. Should I make this a little bit? There we go. I'm getting a little bit more in there, but. So what do I think about strength? I pulled out all these different strengths because each of them, I think, kind of shows a little bit different. I do think that strength probably, I feel more connected with the strength card than I do the justice card. Because I see strength as, like, for instance, strength in carrying on, even though she knows that there's other stuff at work, right? Strength, inner strength, knowing when to do something or to just reflect on it. Maybe, the inner strength of not doing anything about it. Courage, it makes me think of that courage to just be silent and or to speak your truth. This one, I see this like overcoming like your fears. So strength to, recognize your fears and to be able to overcome them. I kind of see this one the same way. Seeing your fears and just pretty much saying, okay, I meet you and I raise you, 500. Strength to look a little bit deeper, even when you're afraid that you might not like what you see. Strength to do that. Strength to be strong in your convictions. Maybe not always have the popular view, but strength in order to still believe in what you believe. Strength is sometimes just trying to calm your mind and trying to meditate when there's so much chaos around you. That I see that as strength as well. So yeah, I do definitely do feel like strength, it resonates with me. Justice does resonate with me as well. Adjustment, because it's about balance and weighing, weighing the heart. So am I trying to, and like in justice, having the sun as well as the moon, balancing, like my joy and my dark side and all of that. So it does resonate, but I think there's other cards that kind of do that as well that are in my, in like my astrology cards or what I would depict for myself. So I will show that and as I go on. But also the star card. I definitely resonate with the Star card. And I wanted to show you a bunch of different ones. So, I also see the Star as balance. She's got, and there was other ones that I didn't pull out, but I see it as hope. I actually see the Star card, and I've mentioned this before, as like the star seed. So like somebody that has come from perhaps like another galaxy, or during this time right now when our world seems so dark and we have so much darkness, like the dark night of the soul that we're going through, and we need those people in the world that are going to continue to bring their light in order to help raise the vibration of our earth so that we can work through what it is that we need to work through during these dark times. It's like the light at the end of the tunnel kind of thing. But I think I love this one out of the Bone Stone because it's about finding your inner light, or recognizing your inner light and knowing that you are actually just a divine being. These are my beliefs. A divine being in a human existence right now, you know? So hope and love and shining light on the areas where it really needs it. And I see that as truth. I see that as being a healer. I see that as knowledge. I see the Star as so many things. But ultimately, you know, light in the darkness. And I definitely resonate with that as well. So the next question is, what card corresponds with your sun sign? Does it reflect you? Do you use this to signify you in a reading? If you're into astrology, share other aspects of your chart if you wish. I've used the astrology correspondences for the majors and the quartz for my sun, moon, and rising. Okay, this is what she had put on there. So if you are not a stranger or brand new to my channel, then you know that I am in the process of doing a lot of research when it comes to astrology. That is like my new, among other things, but one of the new things that I'm really exploring right now, like the difference between like Vedic astrology and Western astrology. So in Western astrology, my cards would be the Devil, which is my sun sign, and why did I put that? Okay, so the Devil, where's the Devil here? Let me find the Devil. Okay, here we go. Because I am a Capricorn. But, oh, the reason why I did that is also because, see, here's the difference. For many people, most everybody that I know, if they are one sign in Vedic astrology, or I mean in Western astrology, they are a different sign in Vedic astrology. That's not always the case, especially for the people that are cusps. And I am a cusp. I am, in Western astrology, I am a Capricorn Aquarius cusp. So the Star card is also, you know, because the Star is associated with Aquarius, whereas the Devil is associated with Capricorn. I think I do resonate definitely with the Devil, and I see the Devil in so many different ways here. Like, for instance, temptation, you know, overindulgence into certain areas that others might think, or that are not appropriate. Like, I don't know if I want to say it, but, you know, like overindulgence in wine or alcohol or tobacco or any kind of recreational drugs or sex addiction, okay? Temptation as far as, well, like, for instance, in the Holy Spectrum, I see those green glasses. So envy. Am I envious of others? Or when the devil comes up, is somebody envious of me? You know? And rather than looking what they have. So I can definitely see that. I can also see, you know, the difference between like temptation. I've said it before, having like a little angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other shoulder. So I think that all of our choices that we make in life could either be, are we doing something that is not to our detriment, or are we doing something that's going to help us? But the funny thing with that is I also don't believe if we're always making the right good choices that are based on necessarily what society deems as good or bad, but good, then how do we ever learn? How can we learn from our mistakes if we're not making mistakes? So I think the human condition is about making mistakes and learning from them, right? So I think the devil is someone that very much enjoys life and wants to experience and learn and grow. And yeah, sometimes take risks, sometimes get addicted to physical things. But what are physical things? What is materialism? I want to be doing a video on that as well. What really is materialism? Is materialism just, well, you know what? That's for another video. Okay, so now if we were going into my Vedic astrology, my two cards would be the Devil and either the Six of Wands. Oh yeah, the Six of Wands. Where is that? Sorry, I know this is so choppy. Here we go. Because in Vedic, I am a cusp for Sagittarius and Capricorn. So this is one of the cards for Sagittarius. What was the other card for Sagittarius? Oh, or Temperance. Okay. And I think I probably out of those resonate more with, and I got these from different astrology sources. One said that the association is Six of Wands for Sagittarius. The other one was Temperance. And honestly, I think I resonate. I just wanted to show you some of the Six of Wands, but I think I truly do resonate more with the Temperance, with, and this is kind of what I was talking about before, the balance, like justice, you know, balance to know the difference between spirituality and the physical, you know, manifested world, materialism, and spirituality, the difference between knowing the sun and moon's energy, the hidden and the feelings, the receptive energy, and the you know, like the light. And so having like a happy medium between those. But Temperance is also like knowing when you should exercise or drink more water or eat the right kind of foods. Or Temperance is being grounded at the same time as maybe pulling from, you know, divine chi, you know, universal energy. So like when we are doing Reiki and stuff like that, I believe that you need to pull from both sources. So Temperance, I think Temperance is about having the right chemical alchemy in your body so that you don't get sick. Temperance is just about everything. You know, too much is never good, and too little is never good. It's about moderation. It's about knowing what is right for each person, and each person is different. So, you know, what might be excessive for me might be great for you or less for you. So I think it's Temperance about learning for each of ourselves. So that definitely rings true for me. Now, for my rising sign, because in Western astrology, I am a Cancer. And in Vedic astrology, I am a Gemini. So the Cancer would be either the Moon card or the Chariot. And there's the Chariot. And for me, the Chariot is all about the body, the vehicle that we use in order to go through life. So that's where I also believe that the Temperance comes into play. You know, treating your body, loving your body, and treating it right, but also not being too hard on yourself, you know? So that's the way I see the Chariot, moving forward through life, but depending on how quickly you want to move, you know, are you in a broke down old vehicle, or are you in a little scooter bike, or are you on a Pegasus horse? So I think those all come down to our choices. So that does resonate with me. But the other one was, what was it for Cancer? Oh, the Moon. I definitely resonate with the Moon as well. But you know what? That is also part of another question, so I'm going to leave that. In Vedic astrology, for my rising sign, because I am a Gemini, in Vedic, it would be the Lovers. And it's funny, I keep seeing the same thing in many of these. You know, I do see the Lovers like, you know, lovers. It could be simply lovers in a reading, but it can also be that perfect balance between masculine and feminine energy, that yin yang, that ends up creating life or creating anything. That harmony between the two, that alchemical reaction, that's what I see as the Lovers. But that it actually creates something. So I definitely resonate with that as well. That's why I'm so confused about astrology. I'm telling you, between picking which one is right for me. Now, for my moon, in Western, my moon is Virgo. In Vedic astrology, it's also Virgo. And that would bring me to the Hermit. Which, yeah, makes perfect sense to me, because I am one of those people. I am A-okay by myself. I actually enjoy being alone and being able to just really learn and delve into things. And, you know, I will talk to myself. I like to sing. I am like my own best company. And I am good with that. I don't need another person around me in order for me to feel like, you know, that I'm lonely. I'm most definitely not lonely, although I think you can have somebody with you and still be lonely. So, I think there's different kinds of loners, but as the Hermit, I definitely resonate with the Hermit, because I see a solitary witch, somebody that is confident in her own practice, as she's seeking knowledge, right, and growing from it, seeking, you know, having the light and seeking the moonlight. I see also, yeah, like, yeah, just being alone and seeking that other knowledge and not needing anybody else to corroborate that. Or, I mean, it's nice to be able to share it with people, but it doesn't change how I feel about things. I'm still going to have my same beliefs, regardless of whether or not I have somebody who shares it with me. You know, so I do resonate with the Hermit, because I love being alone. I like being in my own introspection, and I enjoy my own company. So the next thing is, which cards reflect how you see yourself presenting in the world, how you interact with others, etc. So I chose for myself the Fool, because I am all about the Fool. I have 2 of them. I'm sorry, remove these. All about the Fool because, and I love the Spirit Keepers because she's got 3 different, like, what you would call Fool cards, or the Seeker, the Keeper, or the Initiate. Spirit in search of experience, Spirit in search of science, and Spirit in petition of spirit. I love all of those. But as I've said before, the Fool is like that youthful, exciting, ready to just look at a new experience through fresh eyes. And I think a Fool, the energy that I always want to be in is the Fool, because even with things that you've been through before, let's say like a past relationship that you were just like really, really hurt in, and now you're getting into another relationship and you're just afraid to open yourself up because of your past experiences. So you limit what your experience is because you're so remembering so much what it felt like to be in that, that heart space after the breakup. But the Fool, I love the Fool because the Fool is about experiencing. The Fool is about taking that leap of faith again, because you never know what's going to happen. That's where the major learning happens, So I always want to, and the Fool is the one that goes through the tarot itself. I mean, I think of the Happy Fool going through each stage, and that's what I look at the tarot like it is going through and experiencing each of the different stages so that we can learn and grow and see different perspectives and, move on to the next octave, so to speak, or the higher frequency or higher dimension or evolution or ascension. But I feel like in order for us to do that, we have to be willing to start fresh, do baby steps, look at things with different eyes and perspectives other than our own that keep on putting us in the same kind of crap that we've done over and over again, like insanity, right? So looking at it through different eyes, being in that Fool state. So that one, and then my other one was the Hierophant. And I know a lot of people have issues with the Hierophant. Bad relationships with perhaps somebody that was a teacher or, religion, organized religion, and having an issue with it. But, oops, I got one of them wrong here. There we go. That goes in that one. So what I see about the Hierophant, that I love about the Hierophant, and why I've chosen all these different ones, is because the Hierophant can be a teacher, but that teacher can come in many different forms. It could be, like I've said before, it can be our yoga teacher, or somebody that teaches us how to achieve some sort of balance in our life, or a meditation, or the Hierophant here reminds me of like DNA, right? And then ancestors. So learning from our actual lineage or our blood, through like ancestor work, like this time of year and stuff. Or just sitting down and talking with your grandma or your grandpa, or, your mom or your dad, and learning about what your family, came to. I see also learning from the universe, like, or spirit guides, or what have you. Those can also be the Hierophant. An old, the crone. I think of the Hierophant as the crone, I think of the Hierophant as that guru, that yogi, or an elder, maybe nature, maybe sacred geometry, maybe astrology. And maybe you learn those things and then turn around and teach somebody else. So I definitely, those are the two things that I would say that reflect how I see myself presenting in the world, and how I try to interact with others or interact with others, is being in the Fool energy and being in the Hierophant energy. Either I am the student or I am the teacher. And I think everything in life is about teachable or learnable moments. And of course, experiencing. So then the next question was, which cards reflect your approach to spirituality? And my approach through my spirituality, yet again, is the Fool. The Fool being the one who absorbs all the energy, or I mean, all the information has come down. When I think of God, I think of God as our mass consciousness, or Godhead, source, the force, however you want to look at it. And we are sparks of that. When we are all together, we are the ones that created everything. It is our higher selves, not this, but my actual higher light body that is part of that. And I am an extension. This physical world extension, or human experience right now, is an extension of that divine energy. But I think of it as like sparks. So like you could say stardust, you could say, but I look at it as like one big like cloud of energy, and just like little blops of like pure energy that come off of it. That's what I believe like is what our souls are. And the reason that we have existence is so that we can come into life in many different times, through many different experiences, and learn and evolve our spirit to where we ascend to the next level. And then we go through that life and we go to the next level, and on and on and on, seeking enlightenment or ascension, what have you. And then the other part of that is the Wheel of Fortune. Because although I believe that we are experiencing, and that's what we're here to do, is experience, I also believe that we do chart our lives. I do believe that we chart them. And that we have like contracts made with maybe like our spirit guides, or that we could even be a spirit guide in another life. Okay. However, even though we do chart them, I don't think anything is based off of fate, or it's your fate, because I believe in free will. So I believe that destiny or fate, the wheel turns because of the choices that we make. We might be predispositioned, like when you look at astrology. I know I've had a couple of people say that the reason why they don't prefer Vedic astrology to Western astrology is because Vedic is more fatalistic. Well, I believe the reason why it can be deemed more fatalistic is because it is more accurate. It is actually based off of the stars and their actual placement at your time of birth and at the time now. So I can see that it being more fatalistic, but ultimately I think that comes down to the astrologer and or teacher or Hierophant or whoever, who also, says that, listen, once you know what the stars have in line for you, it is your choice, your free will, in order to, live that. Is that going to be your destiny? Are you going to change it? And it's based off of your choices. So yeah, I see that life happens because of the choices that we make. One of my favorite quotes is, the chances we make, not the or the choices that we make, not the chances we take, determines our destiny. I completely believe that. So those would be my two spiritual, if I had to, boil it down to what my spirit believes, or my, how, anywho. So which cards best represent you as a tarot reader? For me, I would have to say the moon and the sun. I would hope the moon and the sun, because The moon is about that receptive energy, being in a state where I can receive the message that I need to receive, and then the sun being the light, bringing this information to the light, but doing it in a way that I am compassionate and helpful so that I can help the person that is coming to me make the right choices for their future. Because just like I said, even though it might be in the cards or in the stars, I truly believe that we have the ability to change what happens in our life. And once we know about it, just like as in watching like Back to the Future. If you think about the movie Back to the Future, because of what Marty McFly knew and went back, and just because he might have done one thing different, it changed everything. Because when he came back to the future, his whole everything was different. His life was different. And he'd only made, he didn't think many waves, but like the butterfly effect or the mandala effect, right? So I believe that for me as a reader, it's about revealing things that are maybe hidden in our subconscious, in our psyche, in, blocked in our emotions, but what have you. I believe in the moon, that receptive energy to receive the messages, and then as the sun to bring those messages to light for the current. So that's what I would hope. And I wanted to show you the different cards for the sun and the moon. But I also see the sun and the moon as the female, because I'm looking for balance as well. The female energy and the masculine energy, the receptive and the, what is the word for it? The dominant, receptive, and I always forget the word for that. So there's all of the moons that I just absolutely love. Look at the reflection. And how the moonlight can actually guide us, because it's stuff that we have hidden away, maybe stuff that we don't want to see. But I think that also, when I think of moonlight and sunlight, I also think of a light worker. I want to be a light worker. And when I mean light worker, I mean all light or absence of light. Like, how do we become aware is by recognizing when we have issues. So I look at it like somebody that's dealing with their shadow work, which would be in the moon, in order to function and find joy in the light, right? So working through it, like the dark night of the soul kind of thing. So yeah, that's the tarot reader I want to be and hope to be. I do want to mention also, if you were looking at, I'm sorry if this is a little bit longer. I know it is. If you are looking at the different astrological associations, like in the court cards, then I would be a Queen of Pentacles. However, according to my Myers-Briggs test, because I am an INFJ/A, it's called the Advocate personality type, it put me as a Queen of Cups. And to be honest with you, I think they both resonate. But I'm just gonna show you really quickly just a few of the cards. Gift of Truth, right? That is the Queen of Cups. Gift of Healing is the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. So there you have it, guys. I am sorry this is so long. It was just a wonderful, I just absolutely love this hashtag. I love seeing how other people relate to their cards and what their astrological ones are. And as people are saying them, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Especially the people that I have watched a lot because of learning all of the different astrological stuff and personalities and, what the different stuff means. It's like learning more knowledge. It's wonderful. So I hope to see other people do it. I will be putting a link down below to the original video, which, like I said, was from HazelJane Tarot, and the name of this hashtag is myselfintarot. And I am sending you love and light. Thank you so much.